Good evening, everybody. I'm Bryce Meddings, your host for the Australian NASCAR eSeries, and I'm joined today in the booth by Nigel Cedar for our Round 8 race here at Darlington for the Truck Series. Nigel, how you going?
I'm really good, Bryce, and yourself?
I'm not doing too bad at all. We're just wrapping up qualifying here. A little bit of a late start to the stream here tonight. Just playing around with some new features that we're hoping to show off later on tonight. But yeah, qualifying all but done and dusted. A couple of drivers still out there setting laps. We got Alex Stelbovic. He's out there currently setting his lap times in the number 28 car. We also have Aaron Gilbert and Matthew Raymond. Matthew Raymond's teammates currently lock out the front row with Lockie Acugio in the 42 and Matthew Budd in the 37. So SRO Motorsports looking to have a fast car here tonight. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Darlington. It's a track we didn't think we'd get a massive grid for, but here we are. We've got a 40-car grid here tonight. One person's going to miss out. We have 41 registered in the server. So one person will miss the show here tonight at Darlington. But definitely after Daytona, we weren't expecting a massive field. Probably in the range of like 30 cars, I think you and I were predicting for tonight, Nigel. Which is,
We were.
yeah,
But
still a really good field size, but 40 is even better.
and the good thing about tonight's race is it is Father's Day this weekend, and we are a bit of a throwback weekend. So you'll see during the night there will be some throwback paints to the old cars, and then even some tributes in the field tonight to their family and friends who have been involved with racing. So we're in for a bit of a special night tonight.
That we are with Father's Day, a very important weekend. Make sure to go have a chat with your fathers. And haven't got their fathers around anymore, so just make sure to take a bit of time out of your day. Remember everything your dads do for you, be it if they're here, if they're gone. If they're gone, spend time with your family. Make sure you pass on everything they would want you to do, or would want you to pass on that they taught you, and what you want to honor their memory by. So Father's Day, it's a great time and a very important day of the year.
At this stage, we're looking at an SRM lockout on the front row.
Yeah, at this stage we are. Ryan Jones there just hitting the wall, getting that good old Darlington stripe. I don't think any of the cars are going to leave here tonight without that little bit of memorabilia. Jay Mello's currently out there just sitting in pit lane. He's not doing much, and he's gone. So that should be the end of qualifying. We'll wait until we get into the 5-minute warm-up session. So new qualifying format is a 5-minute practice, then a qualifying session of 10 minutes or 4 laps, and then we go into a 5-minute practice to set the grid and figure out who's made it into the show tonight and who hasn't. So there's a couple of non-qualifiers tonight: Matt Danson, Jason Cooley, and Evan E.T. Terriora. So Matt Danson should make his way through as he has got a win here in the trucks.
I think ET and Jason Coley, I think they'll get through on points.
I believe they should. I think it's going to be David Lawler currently in the hot seat. We'll check that as we go into the warm-up session here tonight. But at the moment, looking like David Lawler may be on the cusp of the cutout zone. Running. Well, Matt Danson is actually going out. So Matt Danson's going to set a time.
I don't think he's going to have enough time.
Maybe not. Maybe enough for one lap. Maybe that's all he needs. So Matt Danson will be coming out of the pit lane. This will be his warm-up. And then we go coming down the front straight to start his lap this time by. If he's got enough time to make it back to the line, then it will count. Obviously, not using the full 4. He'll only have one shot to try and put himself further up the grid. As we see him come out the exit of turn 2. It's a very nice controlled car there from Matt Danson. A little bit of a wiggle. Didn't run all the way up on the high line in turns 1 and 2. He brings it down to the bottom lane here, just sort of wrapping the seam, and that will be the end of qualifying. So Matt Danson won't be able to set a time, which will be pushed into the next session. This is the warm-up. And we'll be getting everything ready to go and the grid sorted. So Matt Danson still should make his way in on points, so not too terrible of a decision. We'll jump on with some of these drivers who are running around, and we'll just go through a bit of the we'll go through the championship standings so far. Well, that's not the right championship standings. So as we get those, try and figure out what the heck is going on there. We'll jump on board. Carl Whitney, he's out doing some practice before this session begins, and everyone else is making sure they've got their setups in. And as we do have a reduced grid timer here tonight, so when we have a warm-up session, the timer to grid reduces to a minute. Ooh, that's a bit spicy. Normally you would not want to do that. Carl Whitney getting a bit of a scare there from the car pulling out of the pit lane just behind. Nigel has jumped over. So at the moment, no Nigel will do, so it's just me here tonight. We're warming up. Nigel will be joining us back shortly. A few drivers to watch in the field tonight. Zach Kerr, he's making his debut in the Truck Series here tonight in the number 12 car for Nexus. So he's a very talented driver. Hopefully we'll see a lot of good racing from him tonight. We also have Alan Dawson, I believe he's a new face to the series. So this is his first run here at Darlington. The 728 machine. Got your reigning champion who hasn't set the world on fire in qualifying, but he's up there now in practice. So maybe Ruben Phelps has gone for a more long run car there as they kind of get together here on the exit of turn 4. Just between him and 36. So it's practice. Hopefully there's not too much of a argy-bargy going on right now. We definitely don't want to see that too much as 36 picks up the straight. Look at a few other cars. Luke Patton. He's a new face around here, around these parts. I think that's a 03 teammate as well. We're getting a lot of people who are showing up to the Truck Series now. Because this Sunday, the Australian NASCAR Championships start off at Daytona. We are working to bring you a stream for the top split. We will have more details on that as it gets closer to the race start time. But at the moment, expect something to be happening.
It's all happening here. There's lots of crashes.
There's a few cars going around. A few cars having a bit of a moment, but that's okay. This is what this time's for here tonight, and we'll be able to use all this time effectively. Get all these crashes out of our system so that when we go racing, we're going to have a nice green flag race here. And well, here, hopefully for the first pit cycle at least, that's what I would like to see. If they're going to have any cautions, I'd ask them, hey, let's do it after the pit cycle. Let's get a green flag stop. Green flag stops here at Darlington. Very fun entry there. You've got to get it just right. You can't overshoot it. I know we had a few at Daytona last week, and Daytona is also equally as important. You had a massive, you do have a lot of time though to get slowed down at Daytona. Darlington, not so much. So you got to make sure you get over the radio, say, hey, I'm pitting this time by, and then you can clear that racing surface so you don't get hit up the butt by another car who may or may not be paying attention and may or may not have the reaction time to avoid you once they do figure out, hey, he's actually going to the box. So be exciting tonight as we see a couple cars tagging the wall. I just think that's going to be a common occurrence throughout most of the night, Nigel. You're going to see a lot of those cars pick up excessive damage on the right side. Oh, there's an Nexus car going in, hot stuff. At the end there. Well, now we're moving on to gridding. We're going to show the grid for tonight's race here at Darlington. So, Darlington, South Carolina. We have Lockie Acugio and Matthew Budd for SRM Motorsports. They lock out the front row with the fast time there tonight. Alan Dawson in P3. Andrew J. Sharp, another new face to the series. He's in P4. Zach Kerr makes his debut qualifying position at P5 start. Ruben Phelps, your reigning series champion, is in P6. Stephen Williams in P7, a known quantity, and we'll see what he can do here tonight at Darlington. Jason Holdsworth, very confident going into this race, saying that it's probably one of his best chances of getting a win here in the Truck Series, so we'll be watching Jason closely this evening. Dan Stevens in P9. Shane Bowen's in 10, another driver who's had an amazing season so far, and hopefully his momentum can continue. Andy Barber for the Southern Stars Esports, he's in P11, and Tom Pritchard, his teammate, in P12. Look, John Bradshaw, another driver who's been performing consistently tonight. He's with Blackhawk Motorsport in P13. Luke Patton, his teammate, in P14. A lot of teammates lining up together tonight. Marty Mitchell in Limit Basher Racing, he's in 15th. Adam Malone, that's a P16 start for him. Alex Stelbovics in P17. Matthew Raymond, another SRM car, he's starting in 18th. Tyler J. Williams in 19th. Jay Mello is 20th tonight. Angus Lawford in 21st. Jared Gilbert is in P22. The Angus Lawford's team, Project 36. Team Powell for Blackhawk Motorsport in at P23. Ben Henniker for Cobalt Racing, P24. Brian Blundell for Blundell Sim Racing, he's 25th. He'll be running a throwback scheme here tonight for Father's Day weekend. Ryan Jones for DPI Sim Racing 011 Machine, he's in 26th tonight. Mark McNamara in at 27th. Tim Blundell in 28th. Aaron Gilbert 29th. Jared Farrell in 30th. Brandon Griffiths in 31st position tonight. Brad Wright is in 32nd. Kelvin Clark is in the 33rd position. Colin Runs is 34th. Henry King 35th. Mark Grocott in 36th. Mark Grocott in 36th. Yeah, Carl Wendy 37th. David Laura 38th. Matt Danson in 39th. And for our final position, I believe it's Evan E.T. Teora and Jason Cooley will be missing out tonight. We'll just confirm that with our wonderful co-commentator Nigel. Who's missed out on the race here tonight?
No, nobody. Che Mellows decided to sit the race out as green flags in the air.
We go green. One ace light here. I was thinking it may have been two. There's so many half of the field. We'll sort that one out in just a moment. Should be better now. Ruben Phelps is getting slow and low on the racetrack. I'm not sure what's happening there. He's rejoined back to 21st now, so down 15. Not the start Ruben wanted. Matthew Budd, his teammate, is out in first by a comfortable margin. His teammate Lockie Acugio defending from Zach Kerr, who's made his way up into P3 from P5. So he'll be looking to get a move done down here into turn 1. He's got the run on Lockie Acugio, so 42 going to have to hold that outside. Maybe try and hold the momentum around the top. Hold him down, see if you can get this momentum off the high side, make the run down into turns 3 and 4, but the number 12 is going to clear, and the 42 will slide in right behind. So that's going to be Zach Kerr moving up to P2 here tonight. We also have Stephen Williams on the move. He's up into P5. He's making moves on the rest of the field just behind this pack that we're watching on tonight. The 224 of Sharp, he's currently running the 24 on his chrome truck here tonight. So we'll have to see if we can get that one a little bit of an amendment, but he'll make his way past Lockie Acugio into P3. So Lockie Acugio going from first position here tonight down to P4. And Matthew Budd building an extreme lead here tonight. Early on. Well, I say extreme, he's building about a 0.8 second gap here.
Yeah, well, it's a track as well. If you can get out in that clean air, you can pull away pretty quick. and it gives you that bit of free traffic. When you're in traffic, it's turn one, and going into turn two, you're up there against the wall. If you're up the lead, you have a nice little gap. It makes the night just a little bit more relaxing.
Oh, absolutely. If you can get yourself a little bit of a buffer and you can use the air to block the drivers behind, make sure they can't gain too much ground on you. Probably not going to be as effective here as it would be at 1.5 mile tracks, but definitely keeping Kerr at bay. He's dropped about 2/10 at the moment. So Matthew, but the important thing here is if Kerr comes past, don't race too hard. You still got to go quite a ways on this set of tyres. We're only on lap 6 of 144 here tonight. We're looking to go lap 62 to 64 on stops here as well. So you don't want to be burning those front tyres up because it's going to be a 2-stop race. There's no way to do it in one. So you got to be nice to these tyres, especially if you want to save a set for the end.
And Kerr's been showing an incredible pace during the officials during week 2, so he can use a serious pace. Bring his own game to his series. It'd be one of his first starts, I think, in the series. Am I correct?
Yes, this is actually his debut start. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I believe he's raced with us up until this point in the season. A lot of drivers getting on board with the truck series now as we move into the ANC qualifying series. So that starts on Sunday night. Running, how many weeks have we got running into this weekend? Should be quite a fair few.
There's 8 rounds in the qualifying series, and there's 3 rounds left in this before we kick off.
Definitely. So 3 rounds left in both the Truck and Xfinity series until the playoffs start, and then we've got the ANC qualifying series to keep us entertained with a lot of great racing. And if we can get that broadcasted, then I believe it's going to be some of the best oval racing Australia has to offer.
The top split will be one of the top races I can really see on an oval in a very long time. I haven't worked out the split yet. It'll be a job for, I think, after the race tomorrow. But once they're out, we'll put it out for everyone to see. But the top split is special. And saying that too, all the splits are going to be special because it's given everyone an opportunity to race against people of their own high rating levels, and it's just a good chance to bring the whole community together in one event. And we must also thank Motorsport Australia for coming on board with it and supporting the series.
Absolutely, none of this wouldn't have been possible without Motorsport Australia, and also the hard work that the admins here at the league have done behind the scenes. Jason, Andy, yourself, Nigel, all working really hard to get this series off the ground and make it the best it can be. So we thank you here tonight. Speaking of Andy Barber, he's also out there running a tribute livery. He's a tribute livery to his dad's old race car, Nigel, and you have more information on that.
100%. Oh, it just was coughing, but sorry about that. Yeah, this was Andy's decided to do a throwback, and it means a lot to him tonight, and he's hoping to bring it home in Victory Lane. It's I've lost my notes. Hang on a second. I'll get it right for him. Hang on. This is embarrassing. My screen just went blank.
That's alright. Well, you.
I got it here. He's running a Rebular tonight of his dad's 1986 East Coast A-grade TD Cortina. He's doing that for Father's Day, and yeah, and it was a lot of time designing this paint for tonight. So bit of a dedication to his dad for Father's Day, which is a lovely touch. Mike Barber, if you're watching, this one's for him, and we got some other photos too of the cars as well that Mike used to race as well, and yeah, Andy's pretty proud of this paint, and he wanted to show this with everybody. So yeah, if you're watching tonight, Mike, this one's for you, mate.
Absolutely, it's a very nice looking race car. Just the 3 colours, a very nice, simple design. Let's just the blocking work and tell everything you need to know itself. It's very iconic paint scheme, and probably one of my favourite schemes I've seen on Andy's truck for a long time.
And for Andy to get get to victory lane would mean a lot to him and his team. And yeah, we wish Andy all the best tonight.
Absolutely. Currently sitting in P9, so he's got that in the top 10. He's definitely going to make his best effort to get up into that top 3. If he can get a podium, that'd be great. If he can get the win, even better. But Matthew Budd, he's still out in front. He's still holding a lead. It's now getting a bit spicy up the front. Zach Kerr, he's what, a 10th behind him now. So you're going to trying to find a way past the 37 here. Definitely important not to send it a bit too hard. We don't want to wear these tyres more than we need to get this pass done. So Zach Kerr, he'll wait. He'll be patient. He'll go for the move once he's ready.
This is a battle to get that clean air.
Absolutely. You see him ducking that nose down to the bottom of the racetrack, just trying to put the clean air on the top of his nose. Get a bit more front rotation in here as they go to lap the 777. That is Kelvin Clark. He's a lap down. Same with Mark Grocott. Mark Grocott, a lap down early on in this race. So battle for the front's currently going on. At the moment, it looks like Zach is keen just to sit behind and maybe save a bit of fuel, save a bit of rubber. Just put the pressure all on Matthew Budd. See if he can force a mistake. Make this overtake as easy as possible for him. They've got the 088 to go past here. He's going to hold to the inside line. Just hops out of the way. And that's going to be the opportunity here for Zach Kerr. He's going to dart down to the inside and he should have this move sewn up. Matthew Budd's going to rip the high side. He's going to tag the wall. That's going to cause a massive loss in momentum. He's probably not going to be able to hold this position on the way out. And he's going to lose it here down the main straight. So Zach Kerr moves up to the lead of this race. 224 of Sharp is not far behind, so Matthew Budd just he just needs to make sure that he sits in this top 3. It's a good position to be in early on in the race, and there's a lot of laps here to come, and definitely a lot more action here to come tonight.
Matt Danson's making his way through the field as well in the in 21st. He's in the 30 truck tonight, and he's also has a throwback livery tonight to the original Altus Esports paint scheme.
We'll go jump onto Matt Danson, get a look at this. So this is the throwback that Matt's driving, maybe. I think it is. They all look very, very similar, so if anyone out here knows what it is, it's definitely Matt Danson, but I believe that's the throwback livery he's running tonight. As he goes for a move on the inside of Ruben Phelps, just getting alongside that rear quarter. He doesn't quite have the drive down into the first turn, but he'll try and make it work. He's not going to be able to do it this time by, so not the time for Matt Danson to be moving up, but he'll be making his way up through the field with a good pace. So he's 21st at the moment. He's started 39, so he's made good ground so far, and he's just looking to chip away at that. Probably end up in the top 10 just before the end of the race, or maybe just before the end of the pit stop at this rate. Jumping back up, Matthew Budd, he's still got a battle going on. That's the 224 of Andrew Sharp behind him, an American racer joining us tonight. So we thank you to all the Americans who get up early in the morning and decide to come race with us. I think it's around 7 o'clock on the East Coast at the moment. So always good to have some international support. And we got Stephen Williams and Jason Holdsworth. They're going to start going at it in a moment here. So Stephen Williams, he's currently P4, Jason Holdsworth P5. Holdsworth, as I said earlier, he's confident about tonight. He's confident in his car, confident in his abilities. He does like this track as well. So he's hoping to make his way to that top step. Get a win in the series. Jason is one of the drivers we normally would see have a win about now, but hasn't managed to get one. The field very competitive this year. So he's having to work for it. I know we've had conversations where he's like, I got to actually work for it this year. I can't not practice. Like, competition's definitely ramped up, and Jason's seen it and he's respected it. He's been doing a lot of practice, seen him in a fair few officials throughout the week, working with his teammates over at Nitro as well. So it'll be good to see where Jason ends up in this race. At the moment, he's battling Stephen Williams for P4. jump further back through the field. There is a battle with Ryan Jones as he tries to make us through the field with Alex Stevbolix. We've got a little bit of a tussle here. There's number 91 there of Tom Pritchard. So Alex Stevbolix, he's going to get a bit of the wall and he's going to lose momentum too, lose that position. Now Ryan Jones, he's going to go up the inside of Tom Pritchard here. We're going to make it look fairly easy, both sliding up the track. Enough room given to race hard and fair, and that's going to be a move made there for the 011 car. He'll make his way through. Got some good pace here tonight, up 11 positions already.
And also, let's talk, look at Shane Bowen. He's in 7th at the moment in the 38th truck as the yellow flag is out. It's a crash with the 28.
Absolutely. We'll give a check. That's Alex Stelbovics. He just made a move on Tom Pritchard. So we'll see what happened here. So here it is. So he just goes down. Oh, Tom just comes down the racetrack, tags him in that right rear quarter and puts him up into the wall. So just tripping over each other here at Darlington at the moment. Fairly, I'd say that's probably a fairly normal incident that we'd see. Just a little bit of movement in the lanes, car coming down, just catches another one at the right place just to send him around and hook him into the fence. So looks like Alex is still driving, so he won't be out. Engine looks fine, so not a massive repair timer, but any damage here is going to be detrimental for the rest of the race. Now we'll jump in to the live pictures. We're going to see Kerr. He's going to that's not Kerr, that's a few other people coming down the line. Kerr's going to stay out. Stephen Williams, Jason Holdsworth, Shane Bowen, Andy Barber, Dan Stevens, John Bradshaw, Tyler Williams, amongst others. They're all coming down. Same with Ryan Jones here on screen. But having a bit of technical issues on my end here tonight. We'll get those sorted out and try and make sure we get some butter.
And if you're joining us tonight on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you put some messages in the chat and keep in part of the conversation, and the more you guys engage with us, yeah, the more fun we can have.
Absolutely.
27.
Absolutely. Well, up 27 into this race. First caution has flown. A fair few drivers electing to come down, top off on fuel. I doubt there'll be any tyres taken at this stage in the race. I think it will just be extending that fuel tank, extending the range you can go into this race, because by the time we get to the green flag here, we're going to be around lap 30. We've got about 62 to 64 laps of fuel in the tank, so that should take us out to lap 94. Now, if my mathematics serving me correctly, that should end this race here in one more stop from then on. So if we go green this time, all the way up until lap 90, then those who just pitted, they'll be on for one more stop. Everyone else who stayed out, they'll have to stop again at some point between here and around lap 60, like lap 60 to 65 at this point. So going to be a very interesting race strategy. So I'd say it's probably a better strategy to pit now, top up on fuel, and then head back out. You may be giving up track position in the short term, but you will be gaining track position later on, and a very big advantage with only having to stop one more time from here on out, whereas those who stayed out will have to stop at some point soon, and they'll have to stop again later in the race.
And as I was saying before with Shane Bowen and his teammate, Ben Henniker, they've been collaborating with Jinx Shifters in their Discord all season, and they've done it last season as well, and they've also been collaborating with MFR as well. They're trying to get the best setups they can, and they're working together to work on their cars, yeah, they wanted to give a quick shout out to MFR and Jinx Shifters for their work, and we also appreciate what they do in their sponsorship with the teams for the series, and their partnership is starting to take effect and some positive results as they're both up in the 11th and 8th respectively. So hopefully they can both get top 10 finishes for tonight.
Hopefully they can. We're approaching the green flag lap. The pace car lights are out. Everyone's formed up very nicely. Probably one of the best and quickest form-ups I've seen this year. Just looking through the field, everyone's nice and neatly spaced. They all look pretty even, actually, for the first 5 rows. Everyone running a very similar...
Two like into turn one. Turn one into turn one doesn't usually work, but let's see how it happens. Let's see if they can make it work.
Normally doesn't.
This is going to be exciting.
We'll have to see. It should be exciting. As we see, that's Kerr jumping off the start line here. So he's gone. He's gone quite early as well. Hello, Nigel. Can you hear me? I'm having some technical difficulties here in the box.
Yes, I can hear you.
Just making sure. See if I can sort these out very quickly. But yeah, Zach Kerr.
Stream still going? Stream still going. If you're watching out there, let us know. Let us know if it's still working.
I think it's a little bit choppy. I think there's something's happening on the hardware side at the moment. We'll troubleshoot that. But at the moment, Zach Kerr is in front.
I shouldn't laugh. That's funny. Sorry, Zach. I don't think you meant that.
So there's been some major slip-ups in my time, and that's probably one of the one of the best ones. One of the many Kahoot nicknames that you would try and slip by your teacher whenever that came around was the old Wayne Kerr, and try and get them to say it out loud. So I'm sorry, Zach. That's my immaturity going alive again. But Zach Kerr, he's out in the lead. He's in a commanding lead at the moment, 7/10 over Matthew Budd, who's done very well to maintain hold of this P2 position, especially under the pressure he's got from his own teammate and Andrew Sharp.
I don't think you're going to live that one down for a while, Tross.
I don't think so either. I feel like that one's going to hang around for a wee bit, and
we'll be getting some laughy faces on the YouTube, so everyone can see the funny side of it. It's great. We're getting some comments. It's good.
Well, at least that has driven some reaction from the crowd here tonight. No, but getting back to the race, we have a hand. Matthew Budd, he's not too far away, only 6/10. So he could be wrapping it back. Again, one of the cars not to stop was Matthew Budd. He's got his teammate looking down the inside, so they may trade places. Now, he's got to be very careful that he doesn't leave his teammate open to attack. Now, Matthew Budd, he's gone into that wall. He's gotten hooked onto it, hooked on a feeling, hooked on the wall. Teammates racing hard. Going to give Jason Holdsworth an absolute mega run down here on the inside. Lockie Akuju, he's going to back out. Jason Holdsworth goes down nearly onto the apron, then comes back up. Lockie Akuju pulled out, so he was able to use all the space that he had to rejoin that track. Now he's going to make his way, force it through. He's going to be in P2. That's going to be a good move there for Jason. So the teammates going side by side. It's backfired. They've both lost the spot. Jason Holdsworth, one of the cars who did pit, so he does not have to wait. He can push through. He's got the fuel to keep going until lap 90. That's what I'm predicting. I mean, he's got around I'd say around 94 laps of fuel in this car. So another 60, 54 laps is what I'd say. Well, 58 laps. If my math is mathing here tonight. Not good with the old mathematics for some reason, but he's going to make his way past Zach Kerr here downstairs, and maybe, just maybe, Jason Holdsworth elected to take some tyres at that stop. Either that, or he just sat on a set, and he's gone. He's got a rocket ship beneath him.
As Jason Holdsworth takes the lead, Zach Kerr just drops in a second. I wonder if Jace took tyres and some of these other guys didn't.
Jason's pit time, 14 seconds 0.38, so definitely within the realms of possibility to take some tyres, I think. And definitely has the speed at the moment that I would say he probably is rocking a new set. So he may have elected, I'm going to go get track position. I'm going to use this set of tyres to get myself through the field. Once I get in the lead, I'm going to settle down. I'm going to run a consistent time. And then I'm going to build a lead up until this stop. Because he knows he's only got one more stop to do tonight. There's only one more stop for Jason Holdsworth. And that's going to be around lap 90. And then he just has to make it out, make it clean, get a good clean getaway, and hope that this race goes green for the next 50 odd laps.
What you need is someone to hit that wall going into in the middle of turn 1 and 2, and it can cause a big crash, and before you know it, the strategy gets thrown out the window. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold this lead. Or the other thing is Jason might have just gone out a little bit too hard, and he might have burned his tyres up, and the other ones might catch up after 20 or 30 laps anyway. So.
At this stage, I don't think Jason's going to be minding too much because he's got a 3-second lead. Everyone else here is currently fighting tooth and nail to make their way through the field. So, as you were just saying, it only takes one of these guys to make a mistake. We saw it happen early on, the 28 and the 91 getting into it, going into turn 1 and 2. So they both made some mistakes. Alex is still out there running. No, he's not. He's not. He's done for the night by the looks of things. I know Tom Pritchard, he's still out there circulating, so he was involved in that incident. He's right at the back of the field, so probably not going to see much movement forward for Tom Pritchard here tonight. Just with all that damage on that truck, not expected. Jason Holdsworth's going to come by just to lap him now, so he gets out of the way nice and easy. And there's no real hard work there to be done for Jason Holdsworth, who's now a whopping 4.8 seconds ahead of Zach Kerr in P2. So
you could say he's sending it.
I think it's the gloves are off, and he's racing this race to the best of his ability. Like there's a win here for Jason. He knows it. He's confident, as I've been saying all night. He's confident in this car, in this truck, in this setup, in this track, that he can pull a win out here tonight and book his way into the playoffs with a win. Now, the only enemy Jason really has at the moment is himself, and by himself I mean his packets. So,
the last 2 seasons for the playoffs, Jace has dropped out in the top 4. Hasn't made it.
That he has.
But he has always. He said to me a few times that he really wants to win a truck championship. It will mean a lot to him. So this might be his ticket to the playoffs tonight.
Well, that's the first step. Get into the playoffs, and then from there, you figure out what you need to do to put yourself in the best position to advance to the next round each time. You don't have to go out and win a race. Winning a race will get you in, and it will get your ticket booked. But if you can just make your way through on points, be clean, don't have a hard time doing so, that's also very helpful. Because when you get to that final 4, it's pretty simple. The math checks out as we see Brian Blundell, as Jason Holdsworth went past, he got very loose. He managed to save it, but that could have been another caution here tonight.
And another throwback livery tonight from the Blundell boys.
Yes.
They're running a livery to for their dad. Ron Blundell started his speedway career in 1968 and raced in ACT in southern New South Wales, along with trips up to Liverpool Raceway in Sydney, late 80s to early 90s. We had 2 Mustangs in the super sedan class, and Brian was lucky enough to share the track with his dad for a number of years until he had to retire from racing due to medical reasons. He went off to be chief steward at Goulburn Speedway for a lot of years, and a great speedway person, and put a lot of time and effort into it. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2012. So it's great to see. There's a bit of a throwback livery to remember his dad for Father's Day. So well done, Tim and Brian. Yeah, well done.
Absolutely. It's always good to pay respect to the people in your life who mean the most to you. And I know a lot of us blokes, it's our dads. Our dads are a key figure in our lives, and they teach us how to be good blokes growing up, and what's right, what's wrong. So I love going out and seeing my dad. I'll be going out this Father's Day. That's why I'm not too sure if I'll be around on Sunday night. But just enjoy the weekend with your dad, or enjoy the weekend remembering your dad and what they did for you, and everything else in between. It's always good to look back.
And there will be also lots of throwback liveries during I've lost my train of thought. There'll be lots of liveries, sorry, during the qualifying series and the X series as well. So we'll be showcasing them as well for everybody. So for Father's Day, or even for people, special friends, or anyone that's family that they want to remember, it's a great time to do it.
Absolutely. I know there's a lot of people out there who just run throwbacks just because they're cool.
Yep.
So he's Jason Holdsworth. That's Shane Bowen, who's currently a lap down, just fighting for it. Probably on the same strategy. I believe they both came in. So Jason Holdsworth, you can see his tyres aren't kind of holding up anymore. So he's put the gap on, and now he's sort of managing it here. He's still charging his way through traffic, so that's going to always put a bit of a slowdown on you. But you saw the difference between Shane Bowen and Jason Holdsworth there for their speed difference, and you can also see the time between him and Williams coming back on the clock. And that's Tyler J. Williams, not Stevie Williams, but Tyler J. Williams in the 36 car here tonight. He rides 36 in the trucks and 37 in the Xfinity Series. So a lot of those cars decided not to pit now, feeling it here as they're approaching their stop window in the next 10 laps. Zach Kerr, he's down into 8th. Matthew Budd and Lockie Acujo, they're further on back. Lockie Acujo actually already decided to pull the pin on his early run, and he's gone in, and he's now a lap down. So that's the problem facing these guys who have elected not to pit under the first caution, maybe holding out for another one close by, is if they pit now, and if they get to the other side of lap 65, lap 70, and they've pitted, they've gone a lap down, and another caution comes out, a lot of those drivers are going to be stuck. So
it's really an interesting race, and also too, Mr. Consistent, John Bradshaw, he's running in third at the moment. He's putting on another display where he's looking at another top 5 finish, which is great for his playoff help. He's shown some great speeds throughout the complete series. So he's going to be one that I would think that he'll be featuring in the playoffs and go very deep in as well.
Absolutely. So Matt Danton, currently his biggest threat is Matt Danton looks to go up the inside. Matt Danton very late on the brakes, just sends it into turn 1. He's going to clear him before we even get to the midpoint of the corner. So John Bradshaw just electing, okay, Danson's quick, let's just go, let's tuck him behind. Let's get a good finish here tonight. We may not get a podium, but we can definitely still get a top 5. Now his top 5 is under threat. Ryan Jones in behind, and then you've got his teammate. No, it's not his teammate. Dean Powell in the 999 is in P6. Just a little bit further back. But at the moment, Jason Holdsworth, he's currently lost about a second over the last couple of laps. So not running the quickest lap times anymore. Last lap time was a 32.06. Tyler J. Williams behind, he did a 32.14. So still leading the race, but incremental gains being made here by Tyler J. Williams.
And Zach Kerr, he's dropped back into the field. He's back to 8th now, so
Yeah,
He's
I think that's to be expected with the age of his tires. If these
yes,
guys up front took new ones, and the fact that he's probably got about 10, maybe nine laps of fuel left maximum, maybe less
yes.
because he was the one leading the race for a period of time.
But
He'll definitely pull him back.
the good thing is though, if he goes into pit and he puts the tyres and we get to our late portion, he'll have a spare set up his sleeve, which will put him in a prime position.
Absolutely, as we see a car going down and around, that may be a caution. We're still green. No flag has flown yet. Now, if you're not familiar with the series, we do iRacing managed caution. So iRacing will decide whether a caution should fly or should not fly. Now that can bring up some interesting moments. I know at Daytona we had a bit of an interesting one. We had a massive crash on the infield, and you think that's going to be a caution because there's some cars still on the track, but no, we had a really exciting race through to the end there still, despite that. But it was definitely one of those moments where iRacing's gone, hey, it's clear. Everyone else may be on the infield in bits, but we're going to keep going racing. And you know what? Sometimes I don't mind that. So we see Zach Kerr coming down pit lane as well. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, oh, there we go. No, I didn't know that.
No, that's alright. Unfortunately, I had to cut the Discord stream, so Nigel can't one-to-one see what's happening, just in order to make sure everything was good on my end. We'll troubleshoot that one as we go through tonight and try and get that one back up. But yeah, is that Zach Kerr down into the pit lane here? And
I was just going to say the in fourth position Ryan Jones, he come up a second place last week in the trucks in an incredible finish with Brad Newman at that green white checker. He's up to fourth place. He's hoping to get the DPR car into victory lane again tonight, and it will mean a lot for that team, especially coming into momentum into Sunday night's qualifying series. The DPR guys have got a full team ready to take on the series, so any little bit of momentum that those guys can have would be great.
Absolutely. Any bit of practice and momentum that you can bring in, be it a league win from a series, or like a good run of officials, any momentum you can take into a big race like that, especially Daytona. Now Daytona, I predict it's going to be a bit of a messy ending, as most Daytona races generally end up being. Like, they can be a bit messy. A few things may happen at the end of the race. Ooh, that's close, Henry King. That's
the good thing about
that's a bump.
But the good thing about the qualifying series is look, you don't need to win. It's points racing, so you don't need to take people out and do silly things. It's just accumulating points, and the top 30 from all three splits will make it to the big dance next year with Motorsport Australia. So all those little things will matter. I'm expecting it's going to be some pretty incredible racing from top split right down into the third split. There will be three splits, so it's going to be great. And the yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag's out. I think that may have been a moment between P2 and P3. Matt Danson and Tyler J. Williams getting involved. Ryan Jones as well into a crash. So we're gonna jump back. This was the move made by Matt Danson. Oh, that's interesting. So a car comes down. I believe that may be the... we'll have to go look at it again.
The 36.
The 36? No, it's the 728. 728 of Alan Dawson, just riding up in that high line. Comes down, just self-clears himself down into that bottom lane. Hits the P2 runner of...
Oh no, he'd be devastated.
Tyler J. Williams. And that stacks him up in front of Ryan Jones as well. So Ryan Jones also involved. So two of our top four runners who had very good pace now in a bit of trouble here with a bit of damage that they'll have to fix before this race comes to an end. So that's not what you want to see, but this is pretty predictable. Jason Holdsworth, he'll be coming down this time by. Definitely needs to. Probably about the time. Now, this is a kind of get out of jail free card for some drivers here. I know a lot of drivers who are a lap down, they'll be staying out to catch the wave by. However, Jared Farrell, he's decided, I'm going to stay out here. So anyone who's a lap down behind him and Colin Burns, they're not going to get their lap back. Now, Lockie Akujo, he managed to get his. So Zach Kerr should be in the hot seat for a lucky dog. So Zach Kerr, he'll get back on the lead lap. So good to see him almost bail it out over the sake. But Matthew Budd, he's going to be locked out in the sort of purgatory that is one lap down. So Jason Holdsworth comes in. He'll top his fuel off. He'll make sure to go. And I think Danson elected. No, he came down pit lane. So Danson and Holdsworth, they've both come in and topped off. Bruns and Farrell, they're the only two cars who have elected not to pit this time by. Now, we got 119 laps left in this race. Well, no, sorry, not 119 laps. What am I talking about?
80, I think there's 81 laps left.
81 laps left. Thank you. My math was not mathing. Actually, I think 79 laps. Yeah, 79 laps left. They're in.
On the YouTube, we've got Carl. Sadly, got killed on lap 18. So kicking back and watching. Glad you're watching the stream, Carl, and kick back and have a drink and enjoy the show. Bowen in the pit again. I think he was in the pits. I think he's out now. Danson is flying. Yeah, he is. He is absolutely flying. Is Matt Bailey racing tonight?
I've not seen Matt Bailey here tonight, no.
No. Unfortunately, Matt's not joining us tonight, but I'd say that he will be joining us on Sunday night for the qualifying series. So he'll be there for that. So having a night off.
So it's important to...
Len Bailey must be a relation of Matt's.
Yes, believe so. It's always good to have family members tuning in to watch the stream.
100%.
Support those family members who do go racing, and it's a good hobby to be in. It's very much less expensive than actually going out and racing, and it takes just as much skill to get good at it as it does behind the wheel of a real car. Now, Nigel, it's been a hot minute.
Yes.
Do you have Darlington facts?
No.
That is...
I don't. But give me 5 minutes and I'll have some interesting facts about Darlington.
Okay, well, we'll let Nigel get those facts and we'll bring them out on the next caution, because we're looking to go green this time by Jared Farrell. He'll be taking the lead of this race. He'll have control once we get into that blue Geico restart zone. Now, in that restart zone, you can go at any time if you're the race leader. You don't have to wait for the green flag signal. However, if you go before the box, you will receive a jump start penalty. So you need to make sure you're in that box before you go. But from the first white line that indicates the start and the last one, it's on you. Now, if you get too far into the end of the box and it looks like you're not going to go, they'll just throw the green flag signal. And if you stuff up your start, then that's on you. Now we're going to be rolling down into the restart zone here. You'll see it marked on the inside of the track, or you should see it on the outside wall. There it is, and we're going racing here. So good start for Farrell. He's not got the speed of Jason Holdsworth in behind, so Holdsworth's going to go right to the inside, make his way through. Bruns also had trouble off the line. He went up straight into that high lane, and he's going to get passed by quite a few cars here now. Jason Holdsworth clears. John Bradshaw, he's looking to make a move on Jared Farrell. Jared Farrell, I'm sure he'll need a stop at some point soon. He won't be able to run nearly as long as the rest of these guys now. So we see that. We see Tyler J. Williams, he's recovered from his crash before. That was a crash that brought out the caution between him and I believe the 728 of Alan Dawson. So he's recovered quite well. He's back up into third. We've got Danson as well, P6, he was involved. He's made it up. The only one I think still feeling the effects of that crash is Ryan Jones. He's down in 16th on the leader lap, and he does have the speed, so he'll be able to make his way back through the pack. But we got a lot of hard racing here, a lot of bumping, and a lot of
Free wide. Look at this.
We're running bumper cars here, so we're too wide going into turn 1.
Troy Mortensen, let's go Andy, Ads and Toms, Southern Star supporter. G'day Tom. Peter Jones, go them Blundell throwback lads, 100% special tribute to their father tonight, Peter. It's a lovely livery, love it.
Great. I said I don't drink it regularly, every time. Okay, I'm happy. One second. Oh, we back in at 2 seconds. Just gonna quickly run something outside. So Roger, you have the lead, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
On the Twitch, we've got chat. Luby Ways, can I commentate one of these races? Well, you can have a go. Have you boys been? No, we haven't. No. Holdsworth has a second lead over Bradshaw. Luke Patton's in third, Matt Danson in fourth, Andy Barber in the 5 throwback Father's Day livery in 5th, Powell and Sick Orford in 7th, Stevie Williams in 8th, Adam Malone in 9th, and Farrell in 10th. Now, Adam Malone, he won our first ever Truck Series Championship in 2023. He's starting to show a little bit of form, and Southern Stars, they've decided they're going to step it up and are hoping to get a win as the yellow flag comes out again. Oh, big crash on the back straight away. So this will bring a bit more strategy into the play. You're pretty close to making it home now, so a few guys might come down and get some fuel, and then they'll be right to go again. I apologise, it's Tyler Williams and it's not Stephen Williams. I do apologise for that, Tyler. I completely forgot. I did not. I've only got Williams on my screen. I haven't got my normal stream that Bryce is with me usually, so I don't have that at the moment. So
that's alright. I've returned. Sorry, sorry about that.
That's alright.
Quickly do something. It's third caution here tonight. We'll quickly get a replay. It looks like Tom Pritchard involved. So here's Tom Pritchard. Here's what happened on his point of view. So coming down the back straight, just gets really loose. Nearly into the back of the 83 of Matthew Raymond there, and just goes hard into the inside wall. Comes up, stops just on the edge of track, and that's going to be a caution here tonight. So that's the third caution here at Darlington. Now it's going to be interesting. We had a stop not too long ago, so we're going to see a couple of drivers elect to go down the pit lane. That's going to be Lockie Acugio, Ryan Jones, Stephen Williams, Matthew Raymond, Jared Farrell, and Colin Bruns. Colin Bruns and Jared Farrell, they didn't stop last time, so this is a good time for them to go get some laps. And from this point onwards, we should be pretty close to making it to the end here. I think 35 laps. That brings us to 105, and then we've got another 30 from there. So 135 might be the furthest we can get to on this when you stop here. So another caution in the next 10 laps, definitely after lap 80. After lap 80 you make it. So another caution just after this. I think we'll see the rest of the field come down and put on either their last set of tyres or one of their last sets of tyres and top off till the end of the race.
Interesting fact about Darlington Raceway, it's known as the truck too tough to tame because drivers can run lap after lap here without having a single problem. and then bounce off the wall the following lap, and your race is over. So it's an unforgiving track, and you, I know exactly what it was like. I ran a race here last night, and I was going really, really well, and you're about 4 or 5 millimeters out, and you smack that wall, and your night's over. So the track is too tough to tame.
Absolutely, it's one of the only tracks with a nickname like that. There's a few other ones, but not uh, not too many, especially not the ones with the reputation that Darlington has. Of course, you've got the Darlington Strike. That's picked up when you go through 1 and 2 because most drivers you're running up so high because that's where you get all your speed. That you're running up so high, you're pretty much scraping the wall. It takes the paint off the side of your truck, and that is where the Darlington Strike comes from. So, if you get to trivia about Darlington, maybe we should host a trivia night at the end of the season. Uh, with the answers to all these factoids that
Well, Darlington
that
Raceway is also featured in the 1990 film Days of Thunder.
that it is. Paul Trickle. It's where he gets his buttons pushed in by can't remember his name, but the main sort of arch enemy in the film.
Is it Carl?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. It might be Randy.
Randy, that's the guy. And what was the saying? You can't pass on the outside. No one
Yeah.
passes on the outside.
Yeah, so, yeah.
If you're watching out there, fill us in.
Yeah, if anyone knows anything about Days of Thunder, personally, my favorite film is Talladega Nights. But I just like a bit of comedy here and there. So pace car is off. Jason Holdsworth, so you have the field. A lot of time here tonight. So there's a Geico restart zone. Jason's in it now, and he's elected to go. Good start here from Jason Holdsworth. Pulls a massive lead over the teammates of Bradshaw and Patton. Now, he'll be wanting to try and make a little bit of a getaway. He'll try and want to get a gap. Because Danson's not too far behind now. Danson's pretty quick. Andy Barber's in P5, so he's back up in the top 10 after a bit of an eventful start to his race. So Andy Barber looking for a move. Dean Powell trying to make it up the inside of Andy Barber. Jump through. He's got him up on the outside now. Andy Barber, he's going to make that outside lane work. He's got the momentum down the front straight, so he's clear now. It's only just. You wouldn't probably pull your car down in front of that just yet. But he's going to try and keep that momentum up going through 1 and 2. See if he can get a run down the back straight and maybe shut down this run here. Now he does. He's going to the inside, so he's going to try and turn this defensive move into an offensive move on Patton. And we'll see if that makes it work. He's gone down to the inside, Andy Barber. He's made his way through. Now that's a clear, so he can move up to that outside lane if he wants to. But Andy Barber making his way through the field here on lap 8. Andy Barber also coming off a good Tuesday night finish at Daytona, where he finished P2, an epic battle with the 83 of Matthew Raymond, who's just further on back on in screen. Andy Barber is leaving no prisoners here. He's just cleaned up John Bradshaw. Said, hey, I'm going to take that
Yellow
spot.
flag.
It's all mine now. And we got a 4th caution of the night. Now, that's probably going to be further on in fact. Didn't look like anything at the front. Looks like Evan Taylor involved here tonight. So this is further down in the back of the back. It was just out of shot. We'll see what happened here. So they're darting to the inside. He's just there. Oh, it's a bit of a squeeze for the 57 just coming back up. That's Daniel Stevens rejoining the racetrack. And the car in the middle just got a bit spooked. Came up a little bit too high and just tags the 555 around it and around, and he'll go hard into the outside wall. So there it is. This is the pit stop. I guarantee you, everyone here, they're going to the pits.
Oh, 100%.
We're lap 81. Andy Barber's in. Jason Holdsworth is going in. Matt Danson electing to stay out on the track. So he's offsetting to what Jason and Andy are doing. Andy Barber's in. Adam Malone's come in. Lockie Akujo's in. A couple of other cars just electing to keep the track position right now. Holding out for a later caution in this race.
Interesting strategy. If you do stay out, you're better off. I would have thought come in, fill that tank up. get 3 sets of tyres. I think you can stick another set on now and still have a set left if my memory serves me correct. Well, like Jason Holdsworth he just took fuel. That's all he took. Yeah, interesting.
Well, Jason Holdsworth, I believe he used his set earlier in the run, so he may not have another set to spend here, and that may also be why Danson did not come down, Bud didn't come down, Raymond Williams as well. I think that may be why they didn't come down, is they think they can get there on gas. They'll have enough gas to make it down. It's Danson, he's wrapping the bottom. So he's coming into pit lane this time by. So Danson's elected to come down. He's seen that Jason Holdsworth, he doesn't have to stop for the rest of this race. So he's going to come down. And he's going to make a good time of it and try and put some new fuel in that car. Get it to
Another
the
interesting fact. Another interesting fact about Darlington is it's a track that holds so much heritage and history, and they've always liked to try to keep it as original as they can. And actually, in 2008, they received a $10 million upgrade of the facility. Now, that was the first largest investment in the track's ever history of being around, and the track's been around since the early 60s. So it was the first time ever they spent a lot of money to upgrade it to the standards needed for racing these days, with safer barriers and all of those little things to make it better and safer for spectators, drivers, and teams. But they like to keep their heritage to the place as well. So that's what makes Darlington just something a little unique.
Absolutely, it's one of the best racetracks in my opinion that you can race here on the iRacing service. It's so entertaining. It's so difficult as well. It's really rewarding when you nail a lap here at Darlington and you know it. Like there's no better feeling than nailing a tricky track, and especially if you can do that consistently. If you can run Darlington consistently, I guarantee you'll do fine in most other situations.
Oh, one wrong move and your race is over. But if you nail it, lap after lap, there's nothing beats that feeling of racing at Darlington.
That is very true. Now, we do have someone just chilling in the green room waiting to be graded now. That's Tom Pritchard. So we're going to bring Tom in and we'll chat with him and see how his night has gone. Tommy, welcome to the broadcast booth.
G'day, fellas. I thought I might do a bit better use in here than on the track. I was about as good as a Dodgem car tonight, so.
That's all right. Just scraping off the rust still from your trip away.
You got Andy Barber at the moment. He's placed really well at the moment. He's got his strategy on side as the leaders before. This race and wins not would mean a lot to him if he gets close.
So we'll be going green this time by John Bradshaw. Will have control of the field. And we're in the restart zone. There he goes. He likes to go sort of towards the end of the box. He'll get a good jump. Not as great as a jump as Jason Holdsworth did the last time around. Now his teammate's going to be under threat here from Dean Power. Dean Power just getting a little out of shape going into turn 1. A little drop back. So the challenge is off for the front 2. Now it's I believe a Black Hawk Motorsport 1-2 at the moment. So we've seen a couple of teams take this front row and command it. We'll see if Black Hawk can hold on and defend these top 2 podium positions for the rest of the race. Now we do have, I don't think we have any more stops left in this race, but we may have a couple more cautions for the rest of the night. Just cautions breed cautions. So we've had 4. I think I was predicting around 5 would be a pretty good guess or a good estimate of cautions here tonight. That's what I was thinking going into it. So if we only run 4, then we'll surpass my expectations. And if we go more than 5, then it starts getting a drag. But so long as we don't end up having another 20 caution run, I think we'll all be better off for it.
Nah, I think you're going to be right. I reckon you're going to be some really good racing in the next. in the next, what are we, 50 laps or 60 laps to go, I reckon we're going to see some cracking races, some cracking moves, as they say.
Absolutely, and it's not like there's been massive crashes, right? Tonight there's just been a few things happening here and there that have just brought out the yellow flag. And that they're all within the bounds of what we expect when we go racing. So nothing terrible. Like, the driving standards have been great all night, and it's been really good racing watching these cars run side by side through some of the trickiest corners on iRacing. Definitely nothing to scoff at. All these drivers doing a very good job here tonight, as we see Jason Holdsworth making his way through the top 10. He's trying to make his way up into P8 past Matthew Raymond now, so that number 83 didn't go down the pit lane that time by. So he'll be running tighter on fuel than Jason Holdsworth, who should be clear to the end by now. And Tyler J. Williams also in the same camp. He'll get a look up the inside here for Jason Holdsworth. Not quite going to make the most of it. Jason is just hunting these positions down. He's trying to carve his way through as quickly as he can, because he can see the top 3. They're gone. They're about a second clear of Lawford in P4, and then even further in front of Ryan Jones here in P5. So now Jason has to get past the DPR cars. If he can get past the DPR cars, then he has a bit of clean air. Once he gets that clean air, he should be able to make a charge up to the top 4. That's Jason.
If you look here, though, battle is going on between Matthew Raymond, Matt Danson, Andy Barber, Lockie and Matty Budd, and there's Adam Malone behind there as well. There's a train of cars.
Train of very fast cars as well. You see Matthew Raymond electing to go fire it down the inside on Tyler J. Williams. He'll get that move done. It opens the door for Matt Danson as well. So Danson's going to try and capitalise down into turn 1. There's a lot of good racing here.
Second, third, and fourth. These guys will pass the cars in front. I can only imagine. And no, this is your battle here.
I'd still say Jones and Williams have a good shot at making it to the end. They'll be very tight on fuel, so they're going to have to fuel save at some point to make it to the end. But if they can keep these cars behind them, Darlington, it's not the easiest track to pass on. We've seen quite a fair few passes tonight, but most of those will be sort of assisted. If you got someone defending you here at Darlington, it's very hard to get past. You got to really set it up. You got to take your time, look for the air, make sure you get a good run like Jason Holdsworth there. He just ducks out little low, doesn't get the momentum off the corner, but you can see him working for it. He's trying to find his way past Stephen Williams here. Now it's going to expose him to Matt Danson on the exit of turn 4. So Matt Danson now has a run at Jason Holdsworth going into turn 1. Jason with just a bit more momentum.
And Andy Barber's made the move on Matty Raymond, so he's up another position now. He's chasing Danson, starting to heat up here a little bit.
Absolutely, you got a fair few fast cars and a fair few cars with something they want to prove. Jason Holdsworth, he's looking for a win. Andy Barber wants to win in the tribute livery. That would mean oh so much to him, and I'm sure it would mean a lot to his dad as well. And Matt Danson's just looking for a win. Hell, the DPR guys, they're not going to back down from a fight either. Stephen Williams has just been oh so good at defending in situations like this for the whole years. We see Jason Holdsworth, he's moved to the outside, noticing that Stevie wanted to defend that inside, trying to build the run on the outside, then take it inside, and now he's got a bit of overlap. Now he'll have a better chance of getting past him into turn 3. Jason Holdsworth to the inside, he'll wrap the bottom. Stephen Williams, he'll go around the high side, he'll keep the momentum up there. Now Andy Barber's going to try and make a move on Matt Danson on that outside line. He's going to get it done. He's going to go for a crack here at Jason Holdsworth too, down the main straight with all that momentum he gathered. So Andy Barber, the momentum's going to wash out as he has to take the low side into turn 1 and 2, and Jason gets to rip the high side. But these guys here, they're not letting up. They're all going for it here. Jason, again, another attack down to the inside of turn 3. Just trying to make it work, The momentum there for Stevie Williams, just able to hang on. Jason needs to get to that outside line. He's going to dart all the way down to the inside, come back up. Andy Barber's going to be trying to make a move around the outside now. So Jason Holdsworth just trying here to make a move work. Andy Barber, he's going to get him cleared here. So Jason Holdsworth, for all it was worth, he ended up losing out of position. Now we're on the 5th caution here this evening. So Jason Holdsworth, he'll lose one to Andy Barber before that yellow comes out. Jason Holdsworth really, really trying to get past these cars here tonight. We'll have a look at the incident. I think it was ET yet again here tonight. So we'll get on the camera here. Here he is. Another incident that looks to be with the 57 of Daniel Stevens again. Both drivers coming to blows a couple times here tonight. And that one looked pretty interesting. Now both drivers are lapped cars, so you think there may be a bit more restraint when they're racing each other but they're racing each other just as hard. So it's good to see that the guys a couple laps down are still giving it their best shot, but we want to see some green flag racing from here to the end of the race. But we'll definitely get thrown a curveball here. So Matty Ray's decided to come into the pit lane. Same with Andrew Sharp.
I was about to ask Tom a question, but he's gone.
Yeah, he's disappeared. I'm not too sure where Tommy went. Tom, if you do want to come back in, just feel free. Maybe I was talking a bit too much, and it was.
Yeah, we've got Matty Raymond joining us in the booth quickly. How are you, Matty?
G'day, boys. How's it going?
Right now, how's your night looking? You're looking all right up where you are at the moment. Where you're
Yeah, up and down. It's a bit aggressive for my liking tonight, but we'll see what happens here. It's yeah, it's just trying to chill out and miss the I'm already up to 5x or 7x or something, so another one would get me a penalty, I think. So yeah, just trying to take it easy, really.
You guys qualified strong. The whole team did.
Yeah, we got pretty decent sets this week. I didn't put too much effort into qualifying. But yeah, no, the other lads, Matty and Lockie, ran some decent laps by the looks. They were front row, I think, weren't they?
They locked out the front row.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not a bad thing. So no, we're going all right, eh?
No, you're doing well. Got a quick shout out to all your sponsors.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, Moondog on the car. We got the boys down at Aussie Canna. Sorry, I'm just trying to weave through the traffic here.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
And a couple of charities that we support: the Alopecia Foundation and Tourette Syndrome.
Beautiful. Nah. Well done, Matty, and hopefully you can get into a top 5 or even get on the podium or even get down victory lane.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We got, what, 45 odd laps to go here, so I think I'm one of the only ones. I'll just grab stickers then, so hopefully that'll serve me well. We'll see what happens, though.
Nah. Good luck, mate.
Cheers, boys. Ta.
There was Matty Raymond joining us in the booth for a little yellow flag interview. We thank the SRM boys who make themselves available for those little interviews throughout the broadcast.
Definitely helps the broadcast out. It gives us someone to talk to as well. It gives us someone to check in on. No, sometimes I know Matty Ray's jumped with us in the booth before when a night's not gone to plan, and we always appreciate him and every one of those guys for giving us the opportunity to just drag them away and talk with them and annoy them.
100%. And I must admit,
night.
I do have to say a big apology to Brendan Griffiths. Last Tuesday night he was ready to jump in the booth to join us, but I didn't see him there, and I do apologise, Brendan. So if you ever want to jump in the booth again, just jump in the green room. You know where it is. We'll drag you in. So I do apologise.
He's out there tonight at the moment. A lap down currently in P28. A couple laps down, I think, in P28. But he's having a pretty good night here, all said and done. Able just to hang on. I think he was involved in quite a nasty crash early on. Now we have all of these cars stacked up. And that's where things are getting good. Spicy. So we'll be watching John Bradshaw again with his teammate on the outside. They will control the start of this field. That Geico restart zone, that's where we're looking for the O signal. Around the middle of the zone, he goes again. So Dean Powell on that outside, he's going to try and get a run past the Patton. Lawford's going to make his way through down on the inside, try and sneak up that second spot. Not going to happen this time, but we've got a lot of cars behind that we're going to be paying real keen attention to. That's Ryan Jones, Andy Barber, Stephen Williams, Jason Holdsworth, and Matt Danson. Now involving Zach Kerr. He's going to be a factor in this race as well. So a lot of drivers here who have got serious speed, just kind of being held up by the two DPR boys. The DPR boys managing the race beautifully so far, able just to hold one behind the other, and we'll get there. Andy Barber and Jason Holdsworth maybe making a bit of contact there as they go into turn 2. Andy getting a little bit loose off the exit of 2. That lets Jason go by. Now it's going to be too wide with Zach Kerr going around the outside. Zach's going to clear Andy up top. And Jason's also going to use that high lane. I think Jason knows to get this move done, he's going to have to try and get on the outside of Stephen Williams. He's going to have to try and force him down to the inside. Now Jason looks to the inside. It's the only thing on offer for him. So he's got to either make this work or he's got to try and get around the outside. Now jumps off the throttle there, would have been into the rear of Stephen Williams' car. So Jason just recognizing that, gets out of it, make sure he doesn't collect Stephen and doesn't send him into the wall, doesn't bring out the 6th portion of the night. Very heads-up driving there from Jason. Now he's under attack from Zach Kerr. Zach Kerr going around the outside still. Jason just getting a little bit of a tag, and he's going to be pushed down the road because of it. He's going to have Matthew Budd go screaming up the inside. Andy Barber around the outside. Matt Danson might get a little look in here as well if he's not too careful. But Matthew Budd is going to try and clear him on that inside line. Now Jason Holdsworth is being thrown through the grinder here at this point. He's been dropped from that P7 position down to top P10 and nearly out of the top 10. So you can see what happens when you get a little bit out of it, and there's fast guys around you. They're going to go past every day of the week.
Zach came from a lap down too, so he did go down when he made that pit stop. So he did go a lap down, and he's made his way back up through the field.
Yeah, Zach very, very lucky to get the caution there. If we went green from that, if we didn't get that lap 60 caution, he would have been a lap down until about lap 80 when we got the next. So fortunate to get it so early so he could work his way back. Had 40 laps to work his way up, and now he's got 40 to go, and he'll make it home in probably a top 5 position at this rate.
So John Bradshaw's still leading the way.
Oh, there's Stephen Williams hard into the outside wall. It's getting very racy here. Manages to save it. We're not going to get a caution here, but a lot of momentum there lost for Stephen Williams. So Stephen Williams hard into the outside wall fighting Zach Kerr. And that's going to open the floodgates. Stephen Williams, one of the best defensive drivers here in the league. That's going to be a bit of a... I don't think Stephen will be too happy about that, but looked like it was just a bit of an unforced error almost. Zach Kerr pushing up the inside, just getting Stevie a little bit out of position and pushing him into the...
So yeah, Angus Lawford, Ron Bradshaw leading some laps. He'll pick up an extra bonus point for leading a lap. Luke Patton and Ryan Jones. Dean Powell in top 5. Then you've got the charging group behind them: Andy Barber, Zach Kerr, Jason Holdsworth, Matty Budd, Matt Danson, and Matty Raymond. Stevie Williams and Lockie Locutio, and Adam Malone and Ruben Phelps, your top 15. There's some strong teams in there. And
there goes Dean Powell and Andy Barber into the inside. Dean Powell going to come up, collect Zach Kerr. Jason Holdsworth's involved. That's going to be high. That's going to be a caution. Hasn't flown just yet, so we're still racing. We're still green. There it is. iRacing's finally called it. That's the 6th caution of tonight. That's taken out a couple of top runners here today.
No, that's a big crash.
That it is indeed. We'll get a replay up for you in just a moment. So here it was. This was Andy Barber. Oh, this is even before. Oh, we'll keep going back. We'll start from here, and we'll go get on board with Andy Barber. So this is Andy running down the back straight. Dean Powell, the car he got involved with, just in front of him. Little loose, comes to the inside. Dean Powell just there. Andy tracks up slightly up the road. They're both able to sort of recover. Dean Powell just still sliding, goes all the way up to the top of the racetrack. Andy Barber makes it through relatively unscathed. Collects a couple cars behind. Lockie Acuja got dumped coming out of it. Jason Holdsworth got stopped. It doesn't look like significant damage for Jason Holdsworth, but a lot of damaged race cars up the front. A lot of race cars that had speed also damaged.
It's unfortunate for Zach Kerr and Jason Holdsworth. They're two quick cars. They will be damaged out of this. Lockie Lucutio, I think, is damaged as well from it. There's a lot of big cars that have been fast all night are going to take a bit of a hit. Hopefully go out pit road, get them fixed up, and hopefully we might see them back out there.
Absolutely. It doesn't look like Jason got too much damage. Or poor Lockie Acute. Just trying to do it. I think that's Lockie doing a 3.2. It might be Tyler J. Williams just backing up into Matthew Raymond, who I believe now will definitely have a 4X for that. So Matthew Raymond might have to go down pit lane. So a drive-through penalty. So he's not going to be too happy down there in the SRM channel. But that's definitely shaken up the order of things. A lot of people being thrown around. So we've got Jones, Barber, Danson, Raymond, Malone. That's your top 5. So Andy Barber in P2, looking for that P1 finish. He's going to peel off and go down pit lane this time by the looks of things. No, he doesn't. He just cuts the track. Looking for... Now you've got to be careful here not to go past Ryan Jones, as he does. I think that would be a passing under yellow penalty. Maybe Andy's self-penalising himself for the earlier contact. I'm not too sure why you would do that if that's not the intent, or... Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't know, but you know, hey, I'm not
We've got Carl Whitty in the green room wants to join us. We'll drag him on in.
We'll drag him on in. All right.
How are you, Carl?
Good evening. How's it going, folks?
Going all
Not
right.
too bad.
Not so good, then, unfortunately.
What happened to you on lap 16? Was it lap 16?
16. 18. That's the one. Yeah, we just battled with one of the drivers, Coley, Jason Coley, and he just got a little bit loose on the exit, and unfortunately speared up into the back of the truck and sent me heavily into the wall. So left me with a fair bit of damage and put me down a lot of laps. But I've just got back out there sort of earlier on just to get some of those positions and working my way slowly back up into 34th position, but I think that's probably about as high as I'll get tonight.
Just one of those tough tracks, isn't it? One wrong move and you're gone, aren't you?
It is, absolutely. Darlington's one of those tracks that I fear. I feel that's healthy as a driver, because it is just one of those tracks where one little mistake you end up with so much damage, in so much trouble, and it can easily be night over.
100% as Ryan Jones leads the DVR car with Andy Barber in second, Matt Danson third, Matty Raymond in fourth, Adam Malone in fifth, Ruben Theltson sixth, John Bradshaw seventh, Angus Lawford in eighth, Luke Patton ninth, Matty Budd in 10th, Jason Holdsworth 11th, Lockie in 12th, Stevie Williams in 13th, Jaron Farrell in 14th, and Tyler Williams in 15th, rounds out your top 15, with teammates Henry King and Aaron Gilbert representing Jinx Shifters, one lap down in 16th and 17th as we're about to go green.
Yeah, we're in the zone. It's all on Ryan Jones. He's elected to go towards the end of the box. Just so we're not talking over Carl's ears, we'll just argue back to the green room car. So we'll have a chat with you later on if time permits, but have a good night, man, and enjoy the rest of your race. That's on you, Nudge. I can't do it. Ryan Jones gets a good lead out in front of Matt Danson, who's jumped ahead of Andy Barber. Matt Raymond also sitting in behind. So a couple of cars here looking to get. I think Matt Raymond may be on the verge of a penalty, may not be. It doesn't look like he's gone. If he had a penalty, he would have gone down probably this time by. So I think he's good. So good to see some good racing there from the SRM cars. They've got a couple of cars into the top 10 now. Bud, Phelps and Raymond respectively. They're all looking for a podium finish here tonight. Matthew Budd did very well in the opening stages of this race to control that P2 spot. Now it's all on Ryan Jones. Can he hold on for the next 29 laps? Or will it be Matt Danson making his way past him?
Yeah, he'll be wanting the win tonight, Ryan, after his second place last week to keep building that momentum towards the playoff. Hopefully get that. He's already had one win this year, hasn't he, Ryan?
Yes, Ryan Jones has had a win this year.
He had. Yep. So he'd be open to be the first multiple winner in the series. There's
At
one
the
thing
moment,
with the DPR car, they always bring a fast car no matter what series they're in. They always bring their best foot, which is a credit to the team, and it's good to have them in the series.
Absolutely, they're great to race against. Great lads to talk to off track as well. Ryan Jones, he'll be, I think, the first multiple race winner tonight if he wins. Matt Danson as well, multiple race winner tonight if he wins. So Andy Barber manages to sneak his way through. He'll win for the first time this season. Same with Matthew Raymond and Ruben Phelps. They're both looking for their first win of the season. Matty Raymond, he's already got a next series win. So he's got his playoff ticket booked for that series. Needs to book it for the trucks. Otherwise he might be heading off to Bali come playoff time. Now, Jason Holdsworth, he's making his way back through the pack after the incident earlier on. Currently in 13th. I think he's carrying some damage as well, but definitely trying to finish off tonight with a good result. Now, 25 laps. Nope, sorry. 35 laps, I should say.
35 laps to go. Matt
Yep.
Danson and Ryan Jones here. They're going to battle it out. Andy's still... Look, no, Andy's dropped a position. Matty Raymond's
Oh,
got
and there
his now.
goes the number 03 of John Bradshaw hard into the inside wall. Could be seeing another caution here tonight. Didn't look like he actually bounced too far back onto the racing surface, so we might be good to go. We will get a replay of what just happened with John Bradshaw. And we've got 25 laps to go, so there it is. 25 laps to go.
There's a good little battle behind Danson going along at the moment.
Absolutely. We'll just quickly check in what's happened with John Bradshaw here in the 03 car. So he comes out of the corner, and it's just Matthew Budd getting a little bit too fast, just tags the rear of the car and pushes John Bradshaw into that inside wall. Does very well to keep it on the inside. He's still rolling. The engine's not too damaged, but he does well to rejoin at the end of the field after that incident. So not a great end to a night for John Bradshaw. I believe there'll be significant damage, and he won't be able to get back to the front of this race from here on out. So unfortunate to see, but he's very consistent and will be up there again next Friday night. Now, you were saying it's a little battle going on behind Danson. We're going to jump back, have a look. Danson and Jones, they're the two going for it at the moment. So Raymond's made his way back up to P3. Phelps dropped back to P4. Lawford's made an appearance. He started all the way down in P21. So he's up 16 positions here tonight. Patton's had a good showing. His teammate unfortunately just got crashed out of the race and isn't in the pit lane, but is still just circulating. But Matt Danson at the moment trying to mount a charge on Ryan Jones, see if he can get past, see if he can make a move, see if he can get his second race win of the season. Jones defending for his second race win of the season. So we'll have to see which one of these drivers could be a first multiple race winner in either the Truck or the Xfinity Series race. Now, Matthew Raymond's looking to spoil that party as well. He will be trying to pick up a first win as he just blinks out of existence for 2 seconds and he comes right on back to Matthew Raymond. It's a little bit of packet loss there. May affect him going into the final 22 laps of this race. So have to watch Matthew Raymond. Will he be able to hang on to his packets long enough to hang on to this P3 position?
Now, let's be interested to see if we get a late caution. Now, who's going to set the tyres up this lane? That will be the winning vote if we get a caution.
it would be very interesting. I know Andy Barber dropped all the way back to P9, so one of our other front runners in the race carrying damage, so not able to hang it up the front with the guys at the front. Looked good for a race win here tonight, Andy Barber. Same with Jason Holdsworth, both two very competitive drivers, both very hard racing. Both were involved in some very hard racing here tonight, so unfortunate to see their nights sort of relegated a little bit. But here's that 7th caution. Here's that yellow Nigel was talking about. We'll see. It was Ben Henniker involved. A little bit of replay here tonight. So Ben Henniker, this is the crash. It's with the 728. The 728 is up high, hits the wall, comes down ever so slowly, just in the perfect position to take the rear. And I think the 728 just got DQ'd for incident limits on that. That's why you saw Oren pop out. But Ben Henniker, that's an engine. That's going to be the rest of his night done and dusted here tonight. So another driver is out of this race here this evening. Due to...
Now, do you take tyres or not?
20
to go. If you got a set left, do you take them? What does everyone think on the YouTube and Twitch? What do they all think? If you had a better set of tyres, would you take them or not?
The set of tyres, 19 laps to go. It's still got plenty of time to make it up. There's only 13 cars on the lead lap, so it could be possible to go in, get some new tyres, and then make your way back through the field. So we see a couple of cars going. Ruben Phelps going in, Matt Danson's going in, so all the top 4, they're all in. They're going to try and make it through. Matthew Budd, Angus Lawford are going to stay out, so they're going to elect to not put on a fresh set of tyres. Stephen Williams as well, not putting on fresh tyres. But Holdsworth, Danson, Acujo, Malone, Barber, Jones, Phelps, Raymond. Of your top 13, those are the drivers who pitted, only 5 staying out. Lawford, Budd, Patton, Williams, and Bradshaw. So I think it's very, very possible that you'll see some very hard racing and potentially even another caution coming to the end of this race. 18 laps to go. It's going to be Angus Lawford leading us off from the line. Matthew Budd, no slouch when it comes to restarts, and he's hunting his first race win of the season. I don't think he'll be able to do all too much unless the guys behind who've just stopped for fresher tyres decide, hey, this is a great time, let's go fight each other for P7 on the road and not make any inroads further forward. That's what Matthew Budd will be hoping for. Same with Lawford and Patton, and even Stephen Williams as well. So they'll be looking for that as we see the 38 and the 52 heading in to the pit lane, either to pick up some fuel or some repairs, as lap cars have to go in a lap later than the rest of the field. But it's going to be interesting. A fair few cars making their decision to go stick on tyres. I think if it was any later, I don't think you would have seen them come down. I think you would have seen them hold on to the track position.
I think so. We were in for a cracking finish.
This is going to be great. I'm all for this. I think it's going to be excellent racing. Ryan Jones, he's very fast. He's got new tyres on. Danson, Raymond, Phelps, Holdsworth, they're all got a new set. They're all ready to go. They've been racing hard on old tyres, so it's going to be amazing to see what they can do on new rubber. Now, this should take us all the way up until 15 to go when we go back green. So they'll have 15 laps to do it. Who makes it? Who do you think in the top 10 right now? Now, I'm not going to write off anyone. Actually, I'm going to say the top probably 15, 13 cars. Who do you think wins this race here tonight?
I reckon out of Ryan Jones, Matty Danson, Matty Raymond, and I'm going to throw Andy Barber in there too. They're my tips.
They're your tips. I think it's going to be between Jones, Dance, and Raymond, and maybe Holdsworth. Holdsworth has had a fast car here tonight. We've seen him lead laps. We've seen him put on the burners when he's gotten fresh tyres, and we know what he can do. So I think he'll be right up in the mix for it. But honestly, anyone really from, Jones on back to Holdsworth, they're all in it. They're very, very likely, provided they can make quick work of the lap of the cars in front of them and are older tyres, I'm certain they will have a chance at a win here tonight.
Bring it on.
Absolutely. So the pace car lights are out. We have a field of, looks like 25 cars there, the rest of them in the pit lane or out of the race this evening. Now, it's going to be interesting. When does Angus Lawford decide to go? It's going to be at the start of the box. Is he going to do it late? Is he going to try and minimise that run? Yeah, it's been, common trend has been to start around the middle to the end of the box here tonight. So Angus Lawford, if you want to throw a curveball, let's go early. Let's get that going. He'll go around the middle of the box. He gets a good launch. Same in behind for Patton. He gets a good start. Matthew Budd as well. Not too bad on the outside there. But it's Angus Lawford going to be leading by about 2 car lengths going into turn 1. Now here it goes. You see, I hear crashing in the background. There's people touching the wall. Definitely not enough for a caution just yet. But we're going to see a lot of hard racing. Matthew Raymond already past Matt Danson. He's already pushing Ryan Jones further forward. Jones already making a move past Patton. They're going to be pushing on the or of P3 in no time flight. Jones is already there. He's in P4. His teammate Stephen Williams is in front of P3. I doubt there's going to be a much love lost. Jones will want to get by. He's got the faster car. He's got the faster tyres at the moment. So he's going to want to push, but he's also going to be careful not to trip up anyone behind and do it like that. So Matthew Budd, he'll take the lead of this race in front of Lawford. So Matthew Budd, he'll take the lead, and now it's all on Lawford. He needs to hold out from Jones behind. Stephen Williams has made way, let his teammate in. He's got a better chance of getting this win, and if he can push forward and Stephen can follow him, then they're both going to get a good result here tonight. Now we're at the 8th caution here this evening, so that's going to put an end to that charge for 2 seconds. And we'll go back under caution. I believe it was maybe Adam Malone involved in that incident. We'll jump onto the yellow flag. No, I don't see. I don't see.
There was Andrew. It's Farrell, Bradshaw, and Lawler. 15th, the 11th car. Yeah, there's a bit of a tangling coming out of 4. Farrell into the wall.
We'll try and get a view back on that, but in the meantime, Matthew Budd, he's got 12 laps to hang on. Can he do it? Can he pick up the first race win in the trucks for his season? We see Henry King ripping it around the outside. He's got that lucky dog. He'll get his lap back, and he'll be back on the lead lap. Maybe he can be a factor into the top 10. But at the moment, it's Budd, Lawford, Jones, Williams, Raymond, Danson, Patton, Holdsworth, Barber, and Akujo. Not too far behind that is Phelps in P11. Bradshaw's in 12th as well. So another couple of fast cars looking for a way to get into this. So I think Stevens, he's 12 laps down. He's still running. A couple of cars out of the race. Gilbert, Stevelix, Clark. Not Clark, sorry. McNamara, Pritchard. Kerr, he's out. Unfortunately, had that bit of contact with the 999 of DM Power. So a lot of fast cars have not made it to the end of the race. Would be nice to see if they what they could do if they were still out here. Henniker's out of the race as well, so he'll be there, and we'll just be looking for pace car lights to go off. I think this time no, pace car lights are still on, so we'll have another lap to go. It will be 9 laps to go by the time we go racing here tonight, and that's going to be very beneficial for Matthew Budd.
Who you still got your same tip?
I would still tip anyone, because Jones is in P3, Raymond, Danson, Danson, Holdsworth, Barber, and Akujo. They're all in the top 10, and they're all still got quick cars, and they've got rubber underneath them. Patton, he's probably going to drop out. Jason Holdsworth's probably going to make a move on him pretty quickly. just because of his tyre difference. And then you've got Lawford and Bud now. If Lawford puts up a good fight, then maybe Bud can get away with it. But if Jones makes a quick move on Lawford, then I would say that he's got the ability to win this race and then run away with it, because he's also got his teammate Stephen Williams, who may run a bit of a rear gunner support type role, stopping any of the faster cars from making their way through.
Well, it will certainly make up for the disappointment of coming second last week, Ryan. If you can pull this one through to victory lane, it will mean a lot to DPR and their team. So we're in for an interesting finish. Matty Budd holds the restart. Does he go early? I think he'll go. I think he'll go straight away. I think he'll try to catch him off guard. That's my tip.
He's got to try and do something. A lot of drivers tonight have started around the middle of the box to the end of the box. Now it may just be a visual thing. So when they roll out into the flatter section of the thing and they can't really see left or right, maybe they just go when they feel like they're comfortable in the box. But we'll have to see. It's lights out on the pace car. We're coming around. We'll have 9 laps to go when we cross the line. Will Matthew Budd be able to hang on for his first win of the season, or will it be Ryan Jones making a charge through to claim his second? We'll find out in 9 laps time. Coming into turn 3 and 4, this is Australian NASCAR eSeries race at Darlington. Final 10 laps here tonight. We're in for a treat. We're in for some racing, and that's the pace car peeling off. We got Matthew Budd. He's on the run down to the restart zone. We're almost there. Matthew Budd, you'll have control at that Geico restart zone. Don't do anything before. Always in the box. He's going at the middle of the box. So Matthew Budd, he's got a good start. Ryan Jones is on that inside behind him though, so he's going to get past Lawler almost immediately. And now it's all on Matthew Budd to hold off Ryan Jones for the next 9 laps. Can he do it? Can he hang on? Is there someone else going to come through the back of the pack to try and make a challenge for the race win here tonight? Danson's there. Danson's looking very hard on Stephen Williams. Throws a big block down to the inside. Danson still goes down, gets to the inside position, manages to get under Stephen Williams. Stephen Williams runs really high into the corner. Danson should be able to get this clear, and he should be able to make a position up. Danson's there. Just needs to get past Lawford, and then he's in the mix here for the race win here tonight. 8 laps to go. Matthew Budd leading Ryan Jones, Lawford, Danson, Williams, Holdsworth, QJ, Phelps, Butter, and Patton. All fast drivers who have got new tyres trying to make their way up into that top 3. Stephen Williams fighting for his spot against Jason Holdsworth now.
Well, what a result and what a performance by David Lawford in P4.
Sorry to cut you off there, Nigel. We've got to move for the race lead here. Matthew Budd, Ryan Jones. It's hard racing. They're rubbing into turn 1. Matthew Budd just trying to hang on, hang around that outside, keep that momentum up, try and keep going, try and keep making moves through, but he's going to lose out. Ryan Jones is just going to get past here on the inside, and he'll clear Matthew Budd going to turn 3. Now Budd's vulnerable to Danson. He tags the outside wall that's going to let Danson through. Now Danson's going to try and make a move for the race lead. 7 laps to go. Ryan Jones trying to become a multiple race winner. Matt Danson trying to do the exact same thing. First time race winner Matthew Budd unable to hang on. We'll try and hang on to P3. Try and make a podium out of this result. Still a very good drive for Matthew Budd tonight if he can pull this P3 home. Jason Holdsworth not too far behind. He's trying to recover from an earlier incident where he looks like a race winning favourite. Now he's trying to get back into that podium position. So Jason Holdsworth, he's the first one on fresh tyres after Lawford. And they'll be trying to make their way through to the end. But right now it's Jones and Danson.
I just said before, what a performance by Angus Lawford. He's in 4th position at the moment. That Project 36 team has been putting a lot of work into their oval program, and the results are starting to show currently in P4.
Absolutely. Stephen Williams in the rear shot. He smacked the wall pretty hard just then. Lets Andy Barber through. Andy Barber trying to make up for his earlier incident and try and get back into that top 5. So Williams going to fall down to P10. But at the moment, it is Ryan Jones. 4 laps to go with half a second to lead over Matt Danson. Ryan Jones look comfortable to win here tonight at Darlington. Will Danson be able to upset the DPR party here tonight? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be good racing to the end. Now Danson just needs to put the hammer down. Needs to try and get it back onto that tailgate of that 011 machine. Best lap for Ryan Jones so far is a 29.88. should be the fastest of anyone out here tonight, so he's absolutely flying. Last lap, there was only 3 thousandths that separated them. It was going Jones's way, so he's able just to keep pulling that gap out. It's now 0.7 of a second. He should be able to make do with this. 3 laps to go, unless he drops the ball here. This should be Ryan Jones's race to win. You see these two, they've gone. They're putting punches on. They're trying to hold on. Jason Holdsworth has made his way up to 3rd. So a good recovery there from an early incident. Matthew Budd unfortunately falls out of the podium positions, but still a good drive for him here tonight. Angus Lawford actually fighting Matthew Budd for that P4 position, both on the same tyre strategy. So they'll be trying to get one over on each other. Matthew Budd now back into 4th position, but it's Ryan Jones, 2 laps to go. We're going to be coming to the line this time by, it's going to be the white flag. All Ryan Jones has to do is make it to the end of this lap without any mistakes. He's got a 0.8-second lead over Matt Danson, and he'll win here tonight. Just has to hold on. We've got Lawford and Budd, though. They're the battle to watch immediately after these guys, as they'll be trying to do it. But Barber makes his way through on Budd, and now that's not going to happen. So Phelps, Barber in Budd. But now it's Ryan Jones coming out of turn 4 for the last time here tonight. The checkered flag is out. Ryan Jones is going to win here at Darlington, and he'll bring it down here. So it's a good result after last week's 2nd place finish for Ryan Jones. I think it was Ryan Jones in the DPR team. Matt Danson comes across the line in 2nd. Holdsworth in 3rd. Lawford has a very good drive here tonight. Finishes in 4th. Phelps, Barber 5th and 6th respectively. Yukugio, Budd, Patton, King, they're your top 10. And we'll get the rest of the race results here later on tonight. But what a drive here by Ryan Jones to finish out these last 10 laps. Made it look very easy at the end. Just managed to pull away half a second lead. Just absolutely rocketed his way to this win here tonight.
He'd be happy with that win after the coming 2nd last week. This will mean a lot to him. And a few good performances tonight of Angus Lawford in 4th for Project 36. He's had a really strong run. Henry King started in 35th. He finished the night in 10th. He had a great run as well. There's been some great performances all night, and yeah, congratulations to Ryan and Matt and Jason for your podium.
Absolutely, Ryan Jones putting his mark on the league, saying, I'm a championship favourite here tonight, guys. 2 wins and very consistent podium finishes for the rest of the season. You can expect Ryan Jones to go very deep into the playoff run. I think he'll be battling for the championship come the end of the season.
I think so too. But they've got a strong oval program, the DPR boys, and once the playoffs start, I think they'll be up the pointy end.
Absolutely. No, Ryan Jones winning here tonight at Darlington. He'll burn it down and he'll park it back up. So as we take this time whilst all our podium finishes are making their way into the green room, we will run through the final results here tonight. Alright, final results here tonight. It's Ryan Jones winning for Simrig's DPR. We have Matt Danson for Altus Esports in 2nd. Jason Holdsworth for Nitro Racing rounding out your podium finishes. Angus Lawford, a wonderful drive for the Project 36 153 car tonight. Very good stuff for them. A lot of effort's been put in on their end, and it's starting to pay off. Ruben Phelps, SRM Australia comes in 5th. Andy Barber for Southern Stars. He's in 6th position tonight, driving that tribute livery to a very good finish here tonight. Lockie Akujo, Matthew Budd, Luke Patton, Henry King, they're your top 10. Andrew Sharp, Matthew Raymond, Colin Burns, Timo Blundell, Brad Wright, Stephen Williams, Aaron Gilbert, and Marty Mitchell, they're your top 18. And we're getting into cars who are numerous laps down here, so I'm just going to run through them very quickly here on tonight. John Bradshaw, 9 laps down after an incident. Evan E.T. Terrier, he's 9 laps down. And Brian Blundell, Cooley, Bowen, Stevens, Lawler, Farrell, Williams, Malone, Powell, Henniker, Dawson, Griffiths, Whitney, Kerr, Grocott, Pritchard, Mark McMara, Clark, Stebolics, Che Mello, and Jared Gilbert, all numerous laps down here tonight. Jared Gilbert and Che Mello not making the start of the race, and everyone else in between DNFing here tonight at Darlington. Now that will be your final order. We'll look to bring our 3rd place finisher in, Jason Holdsworth. Jason, welcome to the broadcast booth. How was your race tonight? Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Howdy.
Well, welcome to the broadcast booth, Jason. Just run us through your night. How are you feeling about that?
Very uncertain, to be honest. Obviously, quite a few wrecks there at the end. Wrecks at really inconvenient times and causing cautions. So I didn't know what strategy was the right strategy. It was just a guessing game the whole night. Obviously, I came down and topped off on fuel, hoping that it'd go green, knowing that I had enough. Obviously, it didn't really matter. I should have stayed out front, where there was less chaos. And interesting night. Happy to get it back to third though. I need the points. Hopefully that puts me back in the top 12.
So Jace, congratulations on your third place tonight. What momentum can you take from this going into the qualifying series that starts on Sunday night and the next truck race, which is I can't remember where it's at next week.
I think it's Atlanta next week.
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's at Atlanta. Yep. 128%.
Yeah. I hate super speedways, I'll be honest. So who knows? It's a little bit of a lottery. On Sunday, just up for trying to score some points, getting the top 10. That'll be the goal. I think the same for next Friday as well for the truck series is just to survive. Atlanta is probably the worst super speedway, to be honest, just because it's so tight and the wrecks are massive there. And let's just hope I can just stay in the top 12. That'll be my only goal. Hopefully finish the race and not die. And same for Sunday.
Well, congratulations on your third place tonight. Shout out to all of your team, family, friends, sponsors.
Big thanks to all the boys at Nitro. Russ obviously building the set at the moment. Dave obviously helping with a few tweaks, new member to our team. And obviously he sat on the box and helped me out during this race, giving me updates of who's taking tires, who's going to have speed. So the information was really, really good. Obviously you boys in the booth, I love what you guys do. And of course Nitro Racing for sponsoring the series as well. So yeah, there we go.
Thank you very much, Jace.
No worries. See you next week, hopefully.
Hopefully see you next week, yeah.
I'm not going to see you next week.
Thanks, Jace. We'll drag him out and let's bring in Matt Danson.
So he held firm. Oh, hello.
Matt, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Welcome. Yeah, I mean, you caught me off guard. I was halfway through a speech with Ryan, but
sorry.
You're good.
So congratulations on your second place tonight. Started down in 39th.
Yeah.
Forgot to get your qualifying lap in, or whatever happened. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, we're racing from our first race was getting to the sim from my home office to to start the race because finish work just as quality and all that sort of things kicking off. So that was a bit rough. And then like you said, just I kind of got out on track, and I think I was 2/3 the way through the lap, and then the session ended. I was like, oh shoot, and didn't think I was going to get to rate. Well, at first I thought I was fine because I looked at the number of entries, and then it turned out, oh no, actually you're the first car, or the only car to leave, and then it just so happened that Shay had to go, which obviously sucked for him, but was fortunate for me, and that was lucky, and I appreciate that from him. But yeah, then it was just a really fun race, trying to work through the traffic from the back there, and just being patient and pragmatic about any given situation. There's no need to force the point or jam up the inside on anyone. Everyone was kind of racing smart, but trying to hold on to their trucks as best they could. And then then it just like honestly that second kind of half of the race was just a real like mental game about, okay, when when do we pull the trigger on the pit stops, with that final set. And I was trying to, work out who had done what and where they're all sort of sitting. And then, it came down to the showdown at the end after, myself and Ryan and them had got tyres. And I knew there was like a real short run initially on that second last restart. And Ryan was able to get through a bunch of trucks real quick. I think it was like P3 for that next restart. And I still had a few more, old tyres to get around. And I know Matty Ray's not too pleased. He let me know, post race by trying to break my wrists in the in the pit lane, courtesy of the glorious force feedback from my direct drive VRS wheelbase. Make sure you pick that up. But so he gave me a bit of feedback courtesy of the chrome horn in the pit lane. But it was from my perspective. I knew I had old tires to the outside lane. They were kind of struggling to get going. There was a middle lane there available. And as Ayrton Senna says, if you no longer go for a gap, you're not a racing driver. I'm not anywhere near Ayrton Senna, of course, but I love the attitude of just going for it. So, and we had to at that point. So, obviously apologise to him. It looks like what happened is we made a little bit of contact and it kind of got him loose, and then that jacked him up back into my door again. And that second door slam gave us both a 4X, and I guess that's put him over the instant limit. He's had to come do a drive through. So I can totally relate to being in that situation. He'd had a really good run. That's not what I wanted to do. Matty Ray's a really good guy. That's just unfortunate. I think he as well, with the benefit of going back and looking at the replay, he'd be able to see that I didn't even come below that that seam. So I was still actually in that second lane, so he still had the bottom lane there. Shit happens, I guess.
It does. Well, congratulations on your second place. Shout out to all of your family, friends, and sponsors.
Yeah, you know it. Obviously, so shout out Alex, the missus, for doing bedtime routine with Ollie. Shout out to him actually just before he was going to bed. Bear in mind, he's 2 years and 1 month old. To highlight the fact that he's already more intelligent than me, he recited the ABC, start to finish, the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And it's anyway, bizarre. I don't know. I should get him on strategy and whatnot. He should be my engineer moving forward, because he would know what to do with the tires, that's for sure. But so shout out Ollie. Love him to bits, of course. Shout out you guys for putting on the broadcast, everyone who runs the league and all the drivers as well. It's actually really encouraging, and I think you guys even said it on the Xfinity broadcast about the level of the league. Really, obviously I'm sort of a latecomer to the league, but just in terms of I've been around the Aussie NASCAR scene for a while, to see the level of everyone really going up, and the interest seems like it's at an all-time high. It's really cool to see, and obviously that's primarily down to all the hard work that you guys have put in to give us a platform to to go racing and put it on sort of a higher pedestal as well. There's a lot of people who've been working in different leagues and whatnot to really carry it on and do a lot of the foundation work, and I think that effort, of course, doesn't go unnoticed. So shout out to all those people who've done those leagues for years upon years, and a lot of those guys are in this league as well. But it's just really inspirational to see all this new interest and people coming on board, and the racing being at a pretty good standard. Everyone's learning, and I think it's only going to get better and better. And this Sunday is going to be an awesome celebration of that as well. I know I'm waffling. I apologize, but it's just
No,
somewhat passionate about it. It's just really cool to see.
It's going to be great. I think Sunday's race or qualifying series, the start of it, will be a landmark for oval racing in Australia, I think. And when everyone can sit down, and the ones that were too sure about either they were going to do it or not, once they see how the splits are done, and it's done with I rating, so everyone has a fair playing field. And you know yourself, Matt's Matt's a driver that he's in the Contender Series and the Road to Pro part of it, so he knows how brutal it is in America, and to try to bring that type of system to Australia where we can experience in our own time slot, where people that have to work, that have got commitments and all that during the day have now got a chance to try that in Australia. And we must also thank Motorsport Australia for coming on board with that. They're helping us out, and it's going to be special. And I can't wait. Nervous, yes, I'm very nervous, I will admit. But yeah, it's been a lot of work, and I'm excited.
Yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, I don't envy you for how much work is involved, but I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everyone who's going to participate, just in terms of how appreciative for all of that. But yeah, in terms of tonight, obviously shout out VRS again. We're on the Altus Engineering setup, so make sure you sign up for that. We've got all the ABC sort of sets for that each week, and they're just rocket ships. I felt like I was pretty confident that I was the fastest on the long run for sure. I think I missed, and actually that's what I was waffling on with at the very start when you brought me in. But I think I missed the boat on the late race scenario. I should have gone low fuel, to really tighten it up, but I didn't do that because I was a bit nervous. I kind of liked the balance of the truck, but it just was too scooty dooty through 1 and 2, and I couldn't chase down Ryan. But of course, I've failed to mention Ryan. Massive shout out to him for an awesome drive and a great result. Cool, good racing. It was awesome.
Well, congratulations, Matt, and we'll see you on Sunday night.
Yeah, too easy. Thanks so much, Nigel.
That was Matt dancing in second place. Let's bring in Ryan Jones, our winner. Ryan, congratulations on your win today. After coming second last week in that green-white checker, it would have been nice to get the win tonight.
Yeah, I think robbed would be an understatement last week, so it's good to come back tonight. It's just unexpected tonight, really. I mean, I qualified on the fixed setup, started 26, and then got taken out twice, and I don't know, man. Just long run worked out for me, and got a bit lucky for once, and managed to get the clean air at the end, which was worth a lot.
100%, and especially too, you'll be able to take this momentum into the Sunday qualifying series that starts Sunday night, and multiple winner now in the truck series.
Yeah, I was chatting to Jason about that. I can only do like 5, maybe 6 of the 8, so I've got my work cut out to make the top 30 in points, but hopefully I can carry some of this form and get some big points hauls in the bag and scrape my way through.
Tell us a bit more about your race tonight. How much extra work had to go into this week to try to get that win from last week? That after the green-white checker, did you have to put in a bit of extra work, hoping that something would come through?
That would entail putting any work into it. I just rock up on the night, load a setup in, and the cut back from 15 minutes of practice to 5 has hurt me a little bit. Not great. So qualifying's taken a tumble in the last couple of weeks, but I'll figure it out as I go in the race, and generally rely on the long run pace coming to me and that oval experience. A lot of the guys coming in are able to go fast on the short run, but haven't quite worked out the longevity yet, which is something I struggled with for 5 years.
yeah, it's and you DPR guys, you've got a massive team around that help each other out, and each week you guys are always up the pointy end with yourself and Andrew Dyson and Stevie Williams, and Chris Ireland is another one that's raced with a few times now. So you guys are certainly a tight knit little group that races. Always makes sure all of you guys are up the front.
Yeah, we all love our left hand turns. Dyso's annoyingly fast on a road course as well. And Chris, we're in the stages of converting to the oval racing cult. I think he's getting there slowly. But yeah, hopefully all 4 of us can make it out to Daytona, because I need the points. I think if I get taken out Daytona, I'm in a lot of trouble. But it's going to be a lottery, really. It's just who can survive.
It will be, and as we saw on Tuesday night with the X Series race, that 3 to 4 wide is going to be expected on Sunday night. It's going to be exciting for us viewers and for myself that's going to be in the broadcast booth, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. Yeah, it's going to be great to see, and look, it's going to be a great day. So yeah, shout out to all of your team sponsors, friends, and family, especially Father's Day and all that this weekend. Yeah, the floor's yours.
Big shout out to Dyson E-Performance Coaching or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. Stephen Williams in there with me tonight, cheering me on. He got the blocks out a few times when I was hard on the fuel save for a little while there, and guys are coming through on fresh tires. He got a bit unlucky. I think he got DQ'd, got taken out a couple of times, which is a shame. All the boys at DPR tuning in as always. Mum tuning in the broadcast as always, making sure there's at least one viewer at all times. And all the boys at Australian NASCAR eSeries for putting on a good league and a good broadcast, and yeah, Matt Danson as well for a good clean race. We sort of both came through from the back and ended up at the front at the end there, and it was good to go up against one of the best guys in the business.
100%, and there's one thing that I've seen in the booth. The standards getting higher and higher every week.
It's bloody annoying.
Yeah, the days of just rocking up and not putting much practice in, and like if you haven't got the experience, you're just not going to make the show the way the entries were, and that's one of the reasons we had to do a little mid-season change to the qualifying and the practice, was because there was a lot of people missing out, and a first in first serve basis probably wasn't the fairest. So that's why we had to make a little bit of a mid-season change, but I think it's for the better. I think everyone now realizes that you might have to put a little bit of practice in, and in return we've got the highest standard, so it's great.
Absolutely, and honestly, just good to see 40-car fields again in Australian oval racing. It's been a little while, and it's always more fun. Obviously, the skill gap gets a little bit bigger between the front and the back, but that's okay and natural. And the lapped cars are a really big part of oval racing, so it's good to have them in the mix when they look in the mirrors.
100%. No, it's great, and yeah, well, congratulations once again, Ryan, and we'll probably see you Sunday night.
Yeah, hopefully have a chat to you Sunday night. Cheers, boys.
Hopefully. That was Ryan Jones. Well, Bryce, that's it. Another race in the books.
Yeah, Darlington done and dusted. Ryan Jones is the first multiple race winner, and I just need to throw out a quick clarifying thing. We did say Matt Danson had won in the trucks before. He actually hasn't. So Matt Danson hasn't won in the trucks, so that would have been his first race win tonight if he managed to get the job done. Alas, he didn't, and we'll be breaking off the broadcast for tonight. We'll see you back here on Tuesday evening for the X Series race that is happening same time, 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. That is at Darlington as well. So 140 laps in the Xfinity cars. And then we'll also be back with the trucks on Friday night. And that is a race at Atlanta for 128 laps. So a lot of exciting racing to come next week. And I'm looking forward to it, as well as the broadcast for this weekend's Australian NASCAR Championships qualifying series at Daytona. That's also going to be an excellent race to watch. So if you're around and you've got nothing else to do on your Saturday evening, make sure you pull up on the couch, chuck it on the telly, and give it a watch. A lot of good racing, a lot of good drivers, the best of Australia that Australia has to offer. They will be out there tonight. Oh, not tonight, Sunday night, and
Sunday.
They'll be putting on a good show.
We'll see everyone then.
Absolutely. Once again, thank you to everyone who makes the effort to watch the broadcast and gives us a reason to keep coming back and doing this each week. Thanks to the drivers again for another good race, and we'll see you guys around.
Bye.